Well, we just got done. Well, we went to the Goodwill.
Candy.
Yes, we're going to eat candy too. I'm cold. Do you mind if I...
Yeah, it's cold now. The sun isn't really beating on us. This is Grandma Bev.
And I'm Michele. Well, you know that you're on my channel. But yeah, we went to the Goodwill. We found nothing.
I found one little thing, and I'm not going to go pay for $1. Probably would end up being $1.79 with the senior discount. So, luck out there. Anyway, I did get some, because we had to stand in line where we just were so I picked up something while I'm standing in line.
Yeah. So then we went to the Dollar Tree.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very messy.
Oh, it was a dirty one. And it's full of people and kids, you know.
And the woman that rang us up was doing nothing but complain about working there, and I thought...
Well, you can imagine them having to hear that stuff all day long, working.
Yeah.
Ah.
But I mean, it's just, things are so different now, you know. When I worked retail, if I said stuff like that out loud, I would have been fired. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
Now they're not going to fire you because they can't find anybody to replace you.
And that's the truth. So then, we went to Marshall's. That's probably my favorite of the Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Ross stuff. What did you think of that Marshall's?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, I spent money. I spent more money in here, though. We just came out of.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these. A lot of people don't like these, but I do.
I do, too. Of course, we used to eat them
we're going to go eat dinner now.
We used to eat them together when I was a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
The Marshalls, I feel like, on a steady basis, has what I'm looking for. And they have such good deals that they have things that I have to get, even though I didn't know I wanted it. Here, it's like, so here being, by the way, TJ Maxx and Home Goods.
Right.
TJ Maxx / Home Goods. It's so expensive. They don't have that much on clearance, and what they do have, you wouldn't want anyway. And if you're looking for something, I have found they don't ever have what I'm looking for when I go in there.
Usually, TJ Maxx at home, I find all kinds of eyeshadow palettes and stuff for Carly's girls. And here, I can find a thing unless I paid full price.
Mm-hmm.
How could I pay full price? I did something cute today, though, didn't I?
Oh.
We go into the Goodwill store, and well, this is just weird. My top is really up high today, and I look, I got my shirt on backwards. So I changed it in the aisle.
This TJ Maxx Home Goods. What's really worth going into that store for?
The line?
Is the line. They have the best stuff. And they've got the line set up kind of like, like this.
That line, I bet we spent at least 20 minutes, half hour in that line, didn't we?
But they have so much good stuff sitting there that it's kind of fun to look. I've never made it through there without grabbing at least $20 worth of extra stuff. I told my mom it'd be kind of funny to go in there sometime with nothing and a cart and just get in line.
Yeah, get in line. And I thought maybe they should just make the store where when you come in, you go up and you're in the line and you're going up and down the line and picking stuff up. I mean, this was a long line and went all the way back and all the way back down, I mean, look at all the way down to the TJ Maxx end where people came in there, and then we came out here, the Home Goods part, and that's where big lines.
I think they do it on purpose because they know you're going to spend more money if you spend a while looking at stuff. You get bored and like, oh yeah, maybe I do need.
Oh, because we're trying to ignore the pain that we're having standing in line.
Yeah, but like, what did I say? Maybe I do need that heating teddy bear, and maybe I do need to get that couples game to find out who knows who more. I thought that'd be so fun.
A game we're going to play, us two couples.
A couple that's been married almost 11 years. and a couple that's been married for, what, 31 years? 32? 32 years. Who knows who better?
Yeah. Oh, I'm feeling that heat.
It feels so orgasmic to me right now. I'm like,
The heat?
I am cold all the time. Ever since I started with the weight loss, the biggest chunk of my weight loss happened very quickly, and my body just can't get used to it. I'm so cold. It would be 95 degrees out, and I would tell Brad, I want to go put a sweater on. And he's like, okay. And people would look at me funny, and it's like,
I would put a blanket on. So you're telling me I need to lose weight, and then I'll be cooler.
yes.
You hear that?
But you'll also
I need to
feel,
lose weight.
if you lose weight, I've discovered, I feel like I look saggy.
You want to see saggy? Wait
My
till you're
skin.
70.
I kind of miss the fat to plump up my...
Yeah. Well,
This right here, you see, right there.
I wonder if this guy sitting in the car ahead of us wonders what the heck we're doing. Because first she had to put this contraption up that she just bought in here. And he was sitting, he'd just sat in his car. He must be waiting for somebody.
Or he's watching us.
And then we both start eating this candy, and I'm leaning over towards her. And we're talking away.
Either he thinks we're on a video call with somebody, or he thinks we're doing a YouTube video.
I don't know. Let me go ask him what he thinks we're doing.
Tomorrow, we are probably just going to go to a bunch of thrift shops, it sounds like, on maybe $1 tree.
Yeah. Going in the stores where they charge full price is...
Oh, it's just too much.
It rubs me the wrong way after getting hooked on the thrift stores and Dollar Trees.
I'm so used to being so thrifty about how I spend that I see things and think, nope.
Yeah, can't justify it. Especially now with the condition, the state of the economy, when everything's gone up in price. You know, you think twice before spending these prices.
Yeah.
Yes, I did find a few things.
That's why I told you I'm just going to look for clothes at my favorite clothing store now, which is the Salvation Army. I can get so many more clothes for so much less. And, you know, as long as I get stuff that doesn't look like it's been worn before, it lasts just as long as if I bought it new in a store.
That's right. Well, I didn't bring as many things down with me because this year's May tops, because I know I always pick things up when I go to the Goodwills, you know.
So we're going to eat at a pub that Brad and I like to go to.
And Mr. Bob is going to meet us there. Because he had chores to do today. While we were out gallivanting around. He
Spending money.
went and got the car washed because it was filthy. And, well, see, he washed the windows and the inside up in the front this morning. Then after we left, he was going to sweep and vacuum.
Oh,
Got to keep him busy.
she met Olive.
I met Olive. Olive took one look at me.
Then I took her outside it was just me. I took her outside.
Well, I went potty.
Let Olive go potty as well. And then it's like she laid in the sun and she's looking at me like,
Well, the person hasn't come out here and hurt us.
I guess I need to accept this. But I think, you know, because Brad wasn't with us, I think that made her more protected because she's so protected. I'm a precious stone. You know,
Well, also this big person comes walking in the room where she's at, you know, of course it startled her. Yeah, there's a car wash over there.
Yeah.
But that's kind of far from where Bob would have gone. Whew.
So then I put her back in her crate. I had my mom go in and give her a treat, and she was just being so meek and sweet.
She puts her mouth up there, you know, very hesitantly, and I very hesitantly hold it down.
And then she looks up at her, and she kind of reminded me of like a deer, you know, the big almond-shaped eyes looking up at her like, okay.
She is very pretty. Very pretty.
She's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I keep telling her, you could be a supermodel, Olive. Beautiful.
And then we went back upstairs and got to meet with the two kitties.
Yes.
Zelda and Marty.
And they both came down.
And right away came over because they know me.
Speaking of that, in case you don't know, my mom and I drove across the country together when I moved to Vegas. We did a road trip from Florida to Vegas, and it's vlogged. So I'm going to put the link to that up here if you want to watch it.
Especially that first day was the best.
And I'll never know if you watch it or not, but I watch it every year. Every year around this time I watch it because it's I loved that trip. I think we had the best time. And it's just such a nice memory thing for me.
With the cats. We did it with the cats. And Marty was very entertaining the first day and the rest of the days with his talking. Boy, can that boy talk. But they stayed in hotels. You know. They were very good. Very good.
Oh my gosh, they were. And they saw all kinds of neat things. They saw windmills and they saw cows and they saw all kinds of stuff that they would never have normally seen. But yeah, that was... You're going through a red light, idiot. That was one of those things, though, that... One of those trips that to me will just always be this iconic moment in life that I'll never forget. Just had the best time. We didn't argue once. Not even a little bit, did we?
No.
Not on that trip.
I minded my P's and Q's.
She was a good girl.
I was a good girl.
Now, the other road trip we did,
it was a little bit more. Well, by the time we got to around Salt Lake City, huh?
oops,
I was gonna have her drop me off at the Denver airport and fly home. And we're gonna have to wait a half hour for Mr. Bob. We're here early.
I know, that's what I was telling you. We're not that far from the place, and you're like, well, let's just have him meet us in an hour.
I
thinking,
thought,
okay.
see, here we go. We're already.
Yeah,
I thought
I can't take
you
her
were
anywhere.
saying to take her time
You know what's funny though?
or have him take his time. Oh, I thought that
Oh
was
no,
these
I know.
people who park
I know.
way in.
oh I know. Or the motorcycles that have the nerve to park. Like, you don't need to park there, okay? Gosh, there is nowhere to park.
No, there are places or spots where you can only park 10, 15 minutes for pickup.
Yeah.
There's one.
Yeah, I don't know.
There, right there.
All right, fine.
Oh, where she is. Oh, it's Grandma Bev. No, we haven't had anything to drink. I just ate a bunch of candy.
When you say "there she is," I always think of that song. There she is.
Oh, I used to sing
Miss
that too. And you'd
America.
stand there and you put your hands out like this. She was like a year old, you know.
Which then makes me think about that beauty pageant where
Yep.
Grandpa got mad that I didn't win.
What was that about?
Oh, my car is saying, "Hey,
Are you getting out or what?
no."
No.
Well, it tells me battery warning, and it's like, well, okay, I'm not using the battery, but thanks. I don't know. But yeah, I don't understand why you got mad that I didn't win the beauty pageant, though.
Yeah. I understand why. I was upset too. What, you came in third, right?
I don't know. I was a
I think you
toddler.
were-
I don't
you were
remember.
third.
I just remember you saying he was so upset that I didn't win, and you said it didn't even have anything to do with looks. It was
No. And we found out, you know, it was how many tickets and things you sold, that the parents sold. Wait, you see my nose?
yeah.
Oh, look, she parked the, handicap, yeah. Yeah, put on no, make your lips stronger. Yeah, so, you know, when I get to, you know, find a dermatologist.
What the hell is that?
I mean,
though?
look,
It doesn't-
it's like something stepped around and bit me, like 4 times, and it just doesn't clear up.
That is kind of what it looks like.
And then it was.
It's not as it.
No, it's not sore now.
Because I thought you said it was as it
Well,
originally.
it did act like
It's not.
It
It's
acted,
not as it.
She never had a zit. What would she know? It acted like a zit.
I've had 2 or 3. Okay.
Well, me too. 4.
I don't know what it is. I've just never been somebody that got zits.
I
Like,
didn't.
ever.
I didn't either when I was a teenager. My best friend used to get so disgusted because I could eat chocolate. Back then, you used to assume it was from eating chocolate and sweets. And I'd eat all this stuff, and I would never break out. And then I'd eat something or think about it, and it'd break out. Oh well.
I mean, you can't help what you were born with. So, because things like wrinkles or zits or any of that stuff, it's all in your DNA. So you can't, whether it does or doesn't happen, you can't control it. That's what I've been told. So
Bob will end up parking. Bobby.
I'm sure I'll drive by.
Maybe.
So Brad is on a business trip right now. I think I told you that. I don't remember. But he'll be back tonight. Oh yeah, I did mention that when I was cooking the brownies.
Oh.
They knew before you knew.
Oh, and we were at her house, and I forgot to remind her about them, and she forgot about them.
So now we're starving.
So now that's why I had to buy a bag of candy for us to eat before we go into the restaurant.
And they're good too. We had to try them, you know, make sure that they were good and stuff.
Is this where we look on your cameras right there?
Look right here in the middle.
In the middle, not up there. Okay.
I mean, you could look up there. It'll still look probably like you're looking at them, but
Okay.
in the
you
middle
guys,
right here.
Can you see if I'm looking at you now? Can you see me now? It's hard to look somewhere else when you're talking. I mean, for me, it's like you automatically want to look at your face. You know.
And there's so many people I've noticed that, especially some of the girls that do like the makeup and stuff, they'll be sitting there the whole time looking at themselves while they're talking to the camera, and it's like, it's kind of off-putting as a viewer, though.
You know what I find off-putting?
What?
Is people whose cameras are it's reversed, and like say Michele is sitting in the driver's seat, but when we watch a video of some people's videos, the driver's seat's this side.
Yeah, they don't
And
fix
it's
it.
so off. And then when they hold anything up, anything with writing, it's backwards.
That really grinds your gears, doesn't
Ooh,
it?
it does. Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely some.
The life of a YouTuber.
Yeah, there's some irritating things, but you know, not everybody is genuine and real like we are. So
I'm thinking about it.
I remember when I started playing Mahjong, and I finally, you know, had mentioned that I have a channel. One of the ladies there started watching your channel. If you're watching, Barb, hi.
Hi, Barb.
And Barb says, "You're so different on camera than you are in real life." And I said, "Really? How am I different?" She said, "You're all smiley and talkative and bubbly, and in person you're very quiet and reserved." I'm thinking, oh, you don't know me very well yet. That's what it is. Now they can't get me to shut up.
I'm quiet and reserved when I'm at home, just sitting around.
By yourself?
Well, there's nobody to talk to but my dead animals. And when Bob's home, he's sitting there watching TV. I'm sitting watching TV, and I find we go for a long time without saying a word to each other.
Really?
Yeah.
So we might win that who knows who better game.
Well, but we went through the stages that you are still going through. Remember?
Stages?
There's different stages.
I don't know. I mean, I know that there's like the newlywed stage and stuff, but like beyond that, what stages do you mean?
I'm not going to tell you.
You're not going to tell me the stages?
Gotta find out for yourself, because nobody ever told me about these stages. She's giving me that look.
I'm just trying to figure out what you're talking about. Stages.
Everybody goes through different stages. Like, remember when you were younger, you were more into going to into bars and partying and all that kind of stuff and drinking more. And then as you got older, the age you are now, you're kind of, why did I ever really like doing that? Why did...
I mean, I like doing it, just not as often.
Right. And I was telling Bob, I wouldn't mind drinking more than I drink now, but I know that my body can't handle it anymore. I'm at the age where I'm going to get sick. And I'm going to spend the next day totally in bed, sick. So that's why I really limit myself.
I discovered that around 35, and I thought, that's it. I'm not drinking like that anymore. I used to drink like a fish. I mean, I could drink Sailors under the table, but now I very slowly drink. Remember when we came out here to Vegas? Before we lived here, we all came out here.
Yes.
How drunk we got and how sick we were.
Oh my God. But boy, we sure had fun that night.
We did. Oh, and it's funny. We went there again and we sat in that same area.
You did?
When some people were in town, and it was just not the same thing. Brad got all excited. He had like a drink and he went to go dance. I'm like, oh yeah. And then everybody's like, well, let's go inside and gamble. And I'm like, what? Go inside and gamble? I want to sit out here and drink and watch my husband dance and have fun.
We didn't plan.
It was not planned.
It was not planned whatsoever. So that's what made it, I think, fun.
That was the best part.
It's
yeah.
like if you plan those things, then things just, either people aren't in the right mood. I mean, even Bob, stoic Bob, he wouldn't go out there and dance or anything, act stupid. We come back, he's on the phone. I said, who are you talking to? I just dialed 8675309 and they're not answering. He's calling that number from that song.
And he and I
because they had just sung it.
Yeah, and we're both sitting there hysterically laughing. I have video of it.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is, but
I think I finally deleted mine.
Oh, I still have it, but not like on this phone or anything, but like somewhere on a computer.
I didn't want to embarrass Brad by it because
he took his shirt off.
Brad was quite entertaining that night.
Oh my God. Like, I think you really understood not that you didn't like him before, but you probably really understood what I see in him that night. Because he was so much more relaxed and just himself.
Well, remember that when we were out on the dance floor, we weren't really dancing with Brad. We were out there with that guy that was kind of mostly naked and had that little thing on.
Yep.
I mean, you can be yourself there.
That's what Brad and I, the next morning, we were saying. The first night that we were in Vegas, we woke up in the morning, and I looked out the window, and I told Brad, this is my home. I need to live here. Like, this is where I belong. I feel like I'm, like, magnetically drawn to this place. And he said, it's weird. I feel the same way. And I'm like, okay. So we go out that night and we had all that fun. So then the next day, when we were talking,
when I finally was able to leave the room because I got so sick.
After the hangovers were starting to calm down a little. Me and her were really hungover and the guys weren't.
Well, of course, I was barfing and sitting on the toilet the whole night.
So was I.
And I mean barfing on their white rugs.
I spent
that Bob had to clean.
So after that, I told Brad, part of why I feel like this is where we have to live is everybody's just who they are when they're in Vegas. And it's so beautiful to me. And this was down on Fremont Street, even if we don't go to Fremont Street regularly, just knowing that there's somewhere we can go and like have that experience if we want, whenever we want, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We've had a lot of interesting times like that through the years, though.
We've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of drama.
Had a lot of joy. We've had a lot of pain. We went through my divorce together. And then kind of partially went through your divorces.
I was going to say, which one?
With you?
Yeah, well, especially the first one, because I moved in with you. The second one I didn't, but you still had to talk to me on the phone a lot, and you flew out to help me. But the first one, I moved back in with them.
Wait,
Yeah.
well, first off, you had to move into one of those apartments in the same complex, didn't you?
I stayed with you. Okay. So
yeah.
what happened was I went to stay with you right away.
Okay.
And then we found out from the
rescued.
right. Then we found out from the apartments that I had to live there. So like a month or two later, I moved into the apartments. So I wasn't there very long, but I did move back in.
And then from there, your dad came and moved you up with them.
Yeah. Yep. And then I was there for 6 or 9 months.
That long, huh?
Then I came back to Silverdale and moved back into the house. I moved into the house where I lived with some roommates and stuff.
I wonder if we should go in so we can put our name in case we gotta wait for a table or something.
Yeah. Start eating or drinking something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. Okay, guys.